Hello, my name is Achibia and I would like to know more about you. Please, what's your name first?
Caleb Joy Mesa.
Caleb, and you?
I'm Raphael Ligi.
Raphael. So, Mr. Caleb, then Mr. Raphael. So, I'd like to know more about you, your name. I already said your name, so then your program, and then many others. Please, can you go on?
Okay, I'm a freshman in King University. I'm here to pursue information technology. Okay, I'm a resident of Independence Hall. Yes.
Okay. How about you?
I'm a fresher as well, and I'm from Keta, Anawe. I attended senior high school at Audome Senior High, West in Chito, and here I reside at Africa Hall, room number 609B.
Oh, okay. That's great. So then I would like to know what made you choose KUST?
Okay, so KUST, it's those time back in school, I normally hear of the name KUST and the achievements and everything. But because I did not know much about the university, what they study and how things go, I wasn't that interested until I came to realize that the old student president of my school, the SHS I attended, is the provost here,
Wow.
Professor Dionad Amakuji. So there the taste came that, wow, so someone from my school can reach as high as that, then I should also opt for it.
Wow.
So there it started, and I also bought awaiting forms right before WASI. And there, waited, the results came, input the result into the system, and here I am.
Wow. Should I say it's touching?
Oh, it's really touching. It's like I aimed for it and I
And you
nailed
had
it.
it. That's great. What about you?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I'm into information technology, and it falls under the STEM category. That is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And from my research, I got to know that KUST is one of the best schools, and as a matter of fact, the best in Ghana in that sector of education. So I had no option than to choose it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So from what you are saying, your only option is KUST.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. So what was your expectation?
Okay, my expectation. Okay, as I already said, as I already said, I did not know much about the university, and so I expected very, very less.
Oh, okay.
I expected very, very less. I expected it to be something like SHS. But I came here, wow, I feel like I'm abroad. Everything is cool. In the dormitory areas, just some 1-2 touches in the room, and then everything is superb. The buses that move students all around the campus, fully air conditions, like very nice, easy ways of transport around. So it was more than I expected, and I'm sure it will get better.
Great, that's great. What about you?
For me, I saw the university to be somewhere where everybody has their freedom to move about. But then getting here, I got to know that there are rules governing our stay over here. And that's, we have our freedom, all right, but it's kind of limited a bit because we are still students, let's say. So my expectation wasn't much of, the facilities, but then the, let's say, freedom.
Oh, okay.
And it's not similar to that of SHS, sorry, but then it's good.
Okay. So then I would like to know what courses did you choose, programs to say? What were your programs?
The first one was computer science, followed by computer engineering and petroleum engineering, then meteorology and climate science.
Oh, okay.
I really wanted to do computer science, but after getting the meteorology and climate science, I went further to research and I realized that indeed it's also a very nice place to explore. It's a very nice course to explore, and it also has nice future. It also has a lot of things to get in the future. So I'm good with it. I will go forward to study it with all my heart and make sure everything comes on as benefits to me and then the country at large.
Oh, that's great. But then initially you said you really wanted to pursue computer science.
Computer science,
Was
yes.
it because your cut-off point didn't meet, your grade didn't meet the cut-off point?
It was awaiting.
It was awaiting.
It was awaiting. So I did not know what I would be getting. But I just wanted to get into the school and then become a great person.
Sure. You definitely will be.
Thank you.
Okay, so then what about you?
Me,
What
I
courses?
chose information technology as my first choice. I had computer science as the second choice, medical laboratory sciences as the third, and development planning as the fourth.
Oh, okay.
So I actually got my first choice.
First choice.
Yeah,
And you're
that's-
really excited about it.
Yes.
So when you had your first choice, how was it feeling?
I mean, I have a passion for that sector. Comparing information technology and computer science, I'm more of a software person than the hardware, dealing with the hardware. So the computer science isn't a bad course for me to do. It's okay. That's why I selected it as part of my choices. But then I prefer the information technology. So getting that as a course to offer or pursue in this school is very different, and I have to do it.
That's great. So I'd like to know your feeling. How did you feel from getting, you wanted your first choice, but you didn't get that. You rather had your last choice. So how did you feel?
It was first I did not know how to put it that really my first choice I did not get it. But I had two things in mind. That's get into the KNUST particularly, and then I wanted to meet Mr. Leonard, Professor Leonard. So get into the KNUST and then work things out. But after the research on what the course I actually wanted to pursue, after the research, then I saw that, it's not bad. It's actually going to get me where I also want to get, even with the computer science. So I took it. And it became okay. So I don't regret getting this course. And it's God. What he gives to me, I take it that way. If not God, who else?
You mentioned something like your expectation was to get to KUST here and meet a professor you had in mind.
Yeah.
So I want to know, did you meet him?
I've not yet met him. But I think I still have more time on campus. So I will make sure I meet him in any way means possible.
Well, I think you'll be very, very excited if you should one day barge into his office and tell him, Prof, you were the reason I got here.
Yeah.
I had to strive so hard because I knew you were there. He'll be so excited.
He'll be excited. I know.
Yeah. So
I'll
I think
try that.
one day you can just barge into his office and then just tell him that. And then you can leave.
Okay.
All right. So then so after you had your admission, after you purchased your fees, what about the horse? Did you get the choice of hall you wanted?
Okay. Yeah. I actually decided to pick when I opened the portal to the horse selection. 2 horses were full.
Oh, okay.
So I quickly picked from Africa. I like to just adapt to my environment. So no matter the horse I get, I can just find ways to make my stay comfortable. So I picked Africa and then it was good. Like so far, I don't have any much problem from that side.
Sorry to interrupt, but then you said 2 horses were full.
Yeah.
When did you select the hall you wanted?
Oh, okay. While selecting the horse, the time when the hall after making the payments, and I actually made the payments late.
Oh, okay.
So when I came to access the portal, it was full.
It was full.
Yeah.
So your choices were limited.
Yes. And I had to pick one from it.
Oh, so sorry.
I actually think it's good.
It's good,
Yeah.
but the distance is quite far from
I know.
Africa to campus.
No
So
problem. That's why we have the shuttles. They will bring us
Alright,
anywhere we
sure.
want to go.
Please, what about you?
I mentioned earlier I did a little bit of research
Mm-hmm.
before picking the school. So I got to know from my research that Independence Hall, which I'm a resident of, is the first traditional hall in this university.
Okay.
And what will be more exciting than being in the university and being in the very first hall to be established in the university? So getting the independence hall as a place of residence is something I wanted and I got. So I'm happy about that.
That's
And
great.
it's very close to my college, I mean my department and where I will be studying. So I'm happy with it.
That's great. So, looking at the security measures put in place in your halls, in your various halls, what do you think about it? How tight is the security? And how secure you feel when you're in that hall?
Okay, you are secure. You are very, very secure.
Very
You
secure.
are very, very secure because, yes, things are being checked, especially from the porter, where when you are moving out, if there's no one in the room, you give your key out to someone. And anytime you are coming back, you go for it. So the porters get to identify each people in the room and then their rooms. So no one can just barge into your room without your key. So when the wrong person goes to the porter for your room key, they can identify. So because of that, no one can just go into your room. So something like that, it's secure. Number one, things are secure in the room. And always you see these cadets, the hall cadets, active, working, checking things out. And there are these police personnel also in the hall, making sure everything is intact. So we are very secure. And I'm not sure we'll be having any challenges with criminality.
That's great. So, what about you? How secure do you feel?
For the security aspect, we got an orientation on it on the topic, and we were made to understand that the campus of KNUSC is very large. So there are certain areas that the security, I mean, they have limitations because they are human beings just like us. So we have student IDs as KNUSC students, and there are certain places on campus you need an ID to access or cross some barriers. So they put in barriers on campus for certain regions of the geographical landmarks of the campus. It's one of the great things I've witnessed over here in terms of security. And as my friend here said, for the room keys and its swapping, it's very well taken off. Somebody can swap his or a key with yours and get into your room by mistake, whilst it's intentional. They will identify the person. So we are very safe. Let me say.
Okay, that's great. But I also want to know, have you guys been told that whenever you are in your room, you have to lock the door before you take your rest or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, we're told at the orientation.
So how do you adjust to a situation whereby the roommate had come earlier, locked the room and slept, and you came back hoping to come to have your own rest, but then realized the door is locked and there's only one key. So how do you adjust to that?
Okay. We are not yet experienced that much, but since we have our own devices, I'll call him.
You call him.
Yes, and definitely he'll pick up. If not, I'll go to the porter. Maybe he might have an extra key or something. If it's an emergency, we don't know what might happen to the person inside. That's why he's not responding. So the porter might have an extra key.
All right. So then, we've asked so many questions, and I would like to end up with what has your impression been of the school so far?
Okay. So far, I think my impression is good, and I think this is also the best environment for me to continue my studies, my 4-year studies. And I also want to advocate the school to those out there, because I know some people told themselves that when they finish with the awasi, they are going to stay behind and work or do something, and they are saying something like forget about the university for now. So I want to tell them that the university is a very good place to experience life and also to further your education, especially this is a university, this particular one. So I want to tell everyone out there that come to KNUST to continue your studies and your future is assured.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. What about you?
Well, as my friend said, not everybody made it to this university. Some people had it as a choice, they bought forms, but they weren't admitted. I would like to tell them that success is not limited by where you are. You have to make use of what's around you, make good use of what's around you, and you'll be a great person.
Good. So success doesn't limit where you are.
Yes.
And you have to come to KNUST to experience life.
Yes.
That's great. So then thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you next time.
Okay. Thank you very much.